It's the middle of the week already. Exciting stuff. We're back, of course, to make sure that you're having a splash of color in your morning today.
Of course, that's very true. Nigerians are extra people, and that is why we make sure that we have an extra show to deliver to you every single morning.
Yes,
now, all you have to do is tune in once it's 7 a.m. And if you cannot get to a TV set, of course, you can do it online. I am Mike Masikeno. And of course,
what? Why did you pause now?
Of course.
Why did you pause?
The mother of twins.
Really? Really?
Oh, you saw?
Oh.
Adelagu.
Breaker
of.
Why are you giving my Wikipedia page now?
Page your age, which you know, Wikipedia.
Wikipedia
has a different birthday for you, you know. Okay, but of course,
we always have fun. We're online, y'all. tvcontinental.tv and on Facebook at TVC Connect. Please connect with us. Send your comments and suggestions using our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria.
Of course, it's another beautiful day, and for our talented chefs to make sumptuous meals in the kitchen. For those of you that are beefing me for, I don't know. But hey, Chef V is in the house today.
Oh, guys.
Don't worry about it, ma'am.
Don't worry about it.
Because
I've been blocking my way.
What?
Prior to this time, MM used to have my back in the kitchen.
Really?
But these days, MM is just riding solo.
Wow, Mike, you'd actually say that. Good morning, guys. How are you doing?
Good. You're looking hot today. What's going on?
Thank you
What's
so much.
happening?
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
We will talk about this later.
Right, we will. And yes, it's the delectable Titi Onyison.
Oh,
Mike,
thank you. Oh my God.
Mike was trying to avoid that.
That's what you could not say.
Yes.
I said
That's what you could not say.
I said the ones that were heavier.
all right, let's get straight
AKA Iyabeji. Let's go. Let's go now. It's time. It's time.
Are we done?
Bodell, rather, will be joining us this morning for a musical performance. We're already looking forward to that, and you should be too.
One of our associate producers, Bimbo Ashegbe, is back from her trip to Yankee. And she has a package for us on Nigerian foods in the United States and the role it plays in bringing the homeland closer to the people. Of course, talking about Nigerians in diaspora.
A bit more about her experience. That should be very interesting.
All right, our health should be taken very seriously, even though I don't always do that. And this morning, Dr. Cynthia Onyekwere will be joining us to talk about diet and diabetes, the separation of meats and fats.
And on relationships this morning, Zuriel Olowe will be talking to us about how to identify our love language and our partners, how to utilize this love language in a relationship.
And moving on from that, agriculture is something we should all embrace. And our farming DIY is back with Sheon Akintoshoye, who will be in the garden. Titi is pointing her hand to me like I didn't pronounce that
yes,
very well.
It's Adetosoye.
Hey!
That's how they say it.
Adetosoye. What does that mean?
Wow. If I start breaking that one down, we won't get to start the show. But really, we're going to be planting okra today. Should be interesting.
Okra. Is okra?
Well.
All right. And of course, we have social
tomato.
media today. It was World Kindness Day yesterday, and a different act of kindness were carried out. Let's know on social media, what is the best act of kindness you have ever done or you've ever witnessed? I'll be reading out your tweets later on.
Acts of kindness. Wow, such a deep question, though.
Yeah, it was yesterday. It was big. World Kindness Day.
So I know kindness between like husbands and wives is supposed to be a given, but I would like to give a shout out to a woman that really inspires me. She's the wife of the late Chaz B, who used to be on the radio, and she gave away her kidney to him to try and keep him alive, you know. So even though he didn't survive eventually, but that was just like a very big act of kindness to me.
So our act of kindness this morning as a group, as a body, is giving a shout out to Mary.
No, that's not kindness.
Lady Oh Mary. We are shouting out to Mary this morning. It's her birthday. Happy birthday, Mary.
Happy birthday,
We
Mary.
love you. She's so selfless. Mary is one of the most selfless people I have met.
Is.
People really don't know
Mary
that
is.
she
Mary
is,
is.
but she is such a lovable
is.
person. She's an amazing human
She's
being.
a sweet lady.
Yeah.
Like,
She has a very positive energy around
Yeah.
her. And on her radio show, her fans and followers are always sending loads of amazing messages.
to her,
and you
yeah.
can just see how she relates
Relates
with
with
people.
them, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's amazing.
And I like
Mary,
the fact that
Mary,
she
I love you.
doesn't.
we love you.
She doesn't give a
I love
who
you.
What?
about anyone. She just does what she wants to do.
I'll
And also,
do
happy
what she
birthday to our group head,
No, we'll get that
Mr.
second shout out.
Folarin.
Really?
Yes, let's divide the shout out.
You should
So
divide it.
this one is Mary.
Me, I'm giving my own shout out.
This is Wake Up Nigeria. This is Mayor Fit, and we're live on Wake Up Nigeria this morning. So we're going to be doing our workout. Let's go out and stretch. First of all, we're going to do some boxing, and we're going to use our resistance band this morning. All right, let's go up 1, 2, 3, now 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and take it to this side. Come on, everybody go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The other side. Come on, go. 1, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Take it up this way and take it forward. That's it. Take it to the side, to this side. Now stretch it out. Just go. Come on. That's 3 now. 4, 5, 6, that's 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right. Now this is our resistance band this morning. Now you go down this way, everybody. Come on. Stretch it out. Come on. That's it. Come on. 2. That's 3 now. 4. Come on. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right. I'll go this side this way now. Open down this way. And you go to this side. That's it. Stretch it out. Come on. Stretch it out. That's it. Stretch it out. Come on. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now you take it to the other side. Take it to the other side this way. Come on. That's 2 now. 3. You have to get the posture right. See? 3 now. Come on. That's 5, 6, 7. Come on. That's 6. Let's go. 7, 8 now. 9, and 10. All right. Now bounce this way. Come on. Bounce. Bounce. 2, 3 now. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And you go to the side this way. Come on. 1, 2, 3 now. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And you go to the side. Go this way. Come on now. Punch it out. 1, 2, 3 now. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now, by now your hand must be screaming. And you go down this way, everybody. Go down this way. Then you go down. Up. Up. That's it. That's 3 now. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, jump out. Jump it out. Jump it out this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now you go jumping jacks now. 3 now. Come on. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now you go down again. And we'll go down this way and you punch it out. Punch. That's it. Punch. 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And you go down this way. Down, 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 down. Like I said, you're lifting the dumbbell. Let's go down. Stationary workout. Go. That's it. 5. Come on. 6 now. 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right. Now we'll go down this way. We're doing mountain climbing. Ready to go. Everybody, let's go down. Breathe. Let's show you a breathing. Let's go down this way. That's it. Go. Ready. To the posture. You have to get it right. Ready to go. Go. That's it. 2, 3 now. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, you have to sit down now, everybody. Sit down this way. Everybody sit down this way. Your legs folded this way now. So you're going to the side. 1. That's it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 now. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Oh, you have to come up this way now. Come up this way and take in breathing. Come on, breathe. And out. Breathe. Come on, thank you. And let's go back to the kitchen right now. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much there in the garden with our fitness trainer. Of course, it's Wake Up Nigeria, and we're here in the kitchen. So if you're just tuning in, this is the place to be, right, Chevy?
Yeah, of course.
Chevy, don't lower my energy this morning. No. Let's be on the same level. Okay, so what are we making?
So today we're making yam balls and vegetable stuffed chicken breasts.
What?
Yeah.
And right there are the ingredients on your screen, but we could still, talk about our ingredients quickly.
Okay,
So-
what we have here is our chicken breasts.
Okay.
We have our shredded chicken breast.
Okay.
This will stuffed inside the yam balls. We have our pepper, our vegetable oil. Then we have our suya spice. It's called yaji.
Oh, yaji.
Yaji, yeah.
I
We
love
have our
yaji.
salt. We have our black pepper.
Okay.
We have our vegetables to be stuffed inside the chicken. And then we have our onions and F4.
F4.
Yeah, F4.
F4. It's pronounced F4.
F4,
Okay.
okay.
All right, great stuff. So what are we using at the F4 for?
The F4 will be stuffed inside
In the chicken.
yeah.
Man, the breakfast this morning is on another level. Oh. All right, so let's get to work. Our yams are heating
yeah,
up
we have our
already.
yams here.
Yeah.
So right now what we're doing is we're going to put a little oil. We have a little oil here already.
Oh, okay.
So
That's
allow
vegetable
it heat.
oil.
Yeah,
Okay.
allow it heat for a little.
All right.
I have this spiced with salt
Okay.
and pepper.
Okay.
So
That's our shredded chicken
our
breast.
shredded chicken breast.
Great.
Okay, this is hot. We'll add this here now.
Okay. So we have to fry that up before we
Yeah,
put it in our yam.
in our yam.
Okay, so let's talk about our yam quickly.
Okay.
When it's done, when it's ready, what else? What do we plan to achieve with
Before
that?
it's done, like right now, we'll add our seasoning.
Okay. Oh, you add your seasoning
Yeah,
to the yam.
seasoning
Oh,
inside
okay.
the yam.
So that it boils together, like
Yeah.
it goes into the yam. Great. Okay.
And very little salt.
So
Very little.
chicken breasts actually really do not take time to, fry up. As you can see, they're getting. I'm helping out here in kitchen. I'm supposed to be a sous chef, anyways. So. All right. Okay. So when the yam is ready, what's next? Okay.
So
just in case-
once the
okay.
yam is ready, what we need to do is this water has to dry up.
Oh, the
inside.
water in the yam.
In the yam has to
So
dry
you
up.
have to add little
Yeah, so
water.
very
to the
little
yam.
water,
Okay.
very little. So when the yam is soft, we're going to mash the yam
Okay.
and add butter. Yeah, we'll add butter. Then we're going to fry our pepper and tomatoes. Then after frying, we'll mix it inside.
And
Stir it,
there.
yeah.
Guys, today's breakfast is about to be lit. So, if you know any of your friends that's not tuned in, you better call them now on the phone and tell them you got to tune in to Wake Up Nigeria, guys. We're going on a quick commercial break. I'll be right back. Stay with us.
Welcome back. It's still Wake Up Nigeria. Now, the hardworking, focused, and vibrant Bodell has been singing since his secondary school days and has a passion for music that has led him directly into Nigerian entertainment industry since 2005. Now, he's about to perform his track for us, Obente, right? Did I get that right? Yeah, Obente. Can't wait to see this. Take it away.
All right.
This one is for my baby. Majomajayi Selence. Bodell. It's chilly. And if I say I don't love you, it's unfaithful. And if I say I hate you, Moti Deshe. Girl, if I say I don't love you, it's unfaithful. And if I say I hate you, moti deshe. Yeah. Oh, baby, you killing me, oh. You chatting me, oh. Oh, baby, you killing me, oh. You chatting me, oh. Oh, baby, you killing me, oh. You chatting me, oh. Oh, baby, you killing me, oh. You chatting me, oh. Feel alright anytime you pass me by. Your smile alone, oh. Come on, I die. I'm gonna come closer. I'm gonna get over. Oh, baby. Oh, yeah, Jeje, oh. You my number one girl, oh. Jeje, oh. And if I say I don't love you, it's unfaithful. And if I say I hate you, moti deshe, oh. And if I say I don't love you, it's unfaithful. And if I say I hate you, moti deshe, oh. Yeah. Oh, baby, you killing me, oh. You chatting me, oh. Oh, baby, you killing me, oh. You chatting me, oh. Oh, baby, you killing me, oh. You chatting me, oh. Oh, baby, you killing me, oh. You chatting me, oh. Girl, I go tell my mama, my Jackie daddy, no. Say now you I want forever. I do my job, excellence. I'm on the I know do local. Let's go international. Yeah. In more dollar, we want to you. We are Jeje, oh, Jeje, oh. You my number one girl, oh, Jeje, oh. If I say I don't love you, it's unfaithful. And if I say I hate you, moti deshe, oh. And if I say I don't love you, it's unfaithful. And if I say I hate you, moti deshe, oh. Yeah. Oh, baby, you killing me, oh. You chatting me, oh. Oh, baby, you killing me, oh. You chatting me, oh. Oh, baby, you killing me, oh. You chatting me, oh. Oh, baby, you killing me, oh.
Loving it, loving it, loving it. Now, I wish we had time to talk. We don't have much time right now. We have to pass it over to Mike. But thank you, Buddha, for that amazing performance. Love it, love it, love it. Mike has something special to introduce to us today.
Yep. Thank you very much, TT. It is definitely something special. Bimbo has a package for us on food, America and Nigerians in diaspora. Let's take a look at this and talk about it when we're back.
They stand and laugh together. Nigerians in a far-away land, bound together at this place by a common need, the need for Nigerian food. In this part of Chicago, Illinois, Olariwaju Olaniyozasun is the glue that binds. His business is one which satisfies hunger for food and a taste of home.
It's something I've been dreaming about from my day one, you know. It's just like a miracle, you know, and I was so excited to be able to provide for my people, you know. It's really nice and people really welcome me and they love what I'm doing and I do all the best way, you know, so I just keep it up, you know.
It feels really good. It means a lot to me, yeah, because it's hard getting it. Like, I mean, it helps you feel at home while you're not exactly at home. I don't mind the cost because to get the stuff you need to make it, it costs more here. So the price is really worth it for the food you're getting.
In another part of Chicago, a Nigerian restaurant awaits customers. Inside, Omobola Oluriola takes orders over the phone.
Okay, so that's fried with fish.
She has run this restaurant for over 7 years. And from this kitchen, she also caters to the needs of Nigerians.
I like to cook. I created interest in the cooking even before I went to the school for cooking school. The cooking school, they don't do Nigerian cooking, the French cooking. You saute, you flambe, all those little things. You do steaks, but Nigeria don't like steak. You do some cheese, some will not eat cheese. So we have to come up with, we like pounded yam, jollof rice, fried rice, amala, with the wedu and all those things. So, and it's, years ago it was hard to get all those stuff. The food item, we couldn't get it. But now you can buy in 50 bags, 20 bags as you want it. And many people that comes now, they like to be back home. There are other countries, the Chinese, we go to Chinese restaurant. We go into Mexican restaurant. So I just say maybe I can start this.
I remember when I first come to this country, like all those Burger King, I don't really like those food. I like Nigeria food like more than like 100%, you know. That's what I eat, and I don't love my country food, you know. It's the best, you know.
And I remember years ago when somebody go to Nigeria, not all of us go, and come with elubo, we're going to visit. At least we give we give you a little bit to make amala or gari, all those little things. But thank God it's everywhere now.
Omobolanle and Olariwaju serve as a link to something precious for many Nigerians living outside the country. And they know it.
It's a privilege for me to be able to be in that position, and I thank God for that. It makes me happy because I like what I'm doing, and it makes me happy for me to be able to serve others and for them to be happy and to know that when they get here, they can feel at home, they can get what they want. Also, it provides me money.
That would be so messed up if we can't get our food wherever we are, you know. We everywhere. So for us to not get, at least to not be able to get what we eat from back home, that would not be fine. So.
You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what I mean. All right, Bimbola Ashegbe is in the house. Bodashi! Woo, woo. Okay, let's get straight to it. That was quite wonderful. What inspired, why did you decide to actually look at Nigerians in diaspora and food?
Basically because the culture over there is different and food is a very important part of the culture. So I was especially interested in how Nigerians stay preserving that part of them that helps them not to miss home as much. Okay. Because in the US, everything is completely different from the way it is here. And sometimes you want to feed your nostalgia. Okay. And food and clothing are one of these ways.
Something you didn't talk about there, I don't know, maybe definitely because of the sake of a package, was about pricing. Is it more expensive getting homemade African-style food there than, you know, the normal burger and all that he spoke about?
Definitely, definitely.
Okay.
In fact, if there's a student that I spoke to, and she mentioned that, I asked her, because we did mention that in the package, about how much it costs, and she told me that it would cost you more to make Nigerian food over there than it would cost you to get a burger. But she doesn't mind because of what it is, the symbolism of what that food is to her. All right. I mean, it's Nigerian, and then that's who she is.
That's who she is.
Yeah.
Good. How are the materials? How are they procured to get all of this ready and all of that and preserved? Is there an issue with preservation? Because I'm thinking that when you get stuff, is it going to still remain fresh as though you got it here? What procurement and preservation? How does that work out?
Yeah, so there are rules as to, I mean, everything in the United States has to do with rules, stringent rules, especially when it comes to food. To food, yeah? Yeah, so there are rules as to how those things are passed across from here over there. All right. And then when they are, the preservation system is
top notch.
Yeah, I don't want to say seamless because ours isn't seamless and I'm jealous. The preservation system is top notch.
It is.
So those things keep. They keep.
Okay.
Because I was lucky to visit a couple of African houses over there too, and even for individuals who want to keep African stuff at home and cook for themselves, Ghanaians, Nigerians, Senegalese, you know, they're able to, because the preservation system depends on electricity, which is a given.
All right, then a crossover, let's say, how about the natives or the indigenous people there? Do they ever get to try out our food?
Yes. So at the African restaurant, the one that I visited, the woman's African restaurant, there were a couple of Hispanic people who came in, and there was one white person that came in at some point. She has a Nigerian boyfriend. So she had been trying, or had, I would say had, because they broke up. They broke up rather 2 weeks before that encounter, and then she came to the African restaurant and said she wants to try amala and gbegiri. So the woman says, okay, you have to wait.
Break up meal?
No, she had gotten used to the taste of Nigerian food. And then, even though they had broken up rather, she wasn't interested in giving up that aspect of the relationship. So
we can do better.
And then our jollof rice, oh my God, jollof rice is epic. Everywhere I went, white people were asking me for jollof rice. Everywhere I went.
Great one. Thank you very much. It was a very wonderful package, quite enlightening. Thank you. And let's see, maybe someday I'll be the one doing that package, right? That would be nice. That'll be cool. Thank you very much, Rebo. All right, we'll take a break now. Don't go anywhere. When we get back, we'll be talking health.
Welcome back. It's still Wake Up Nigeria, and we're happy to have you with us. We have dietitian, nutritionist Cynthia Onyekwere. She's here right now, and she's going to be talking to us about our diet as regards diabetes, and of course helping us separate myths from facts. She's a trained dietitian and nutritionist and is currently a member of the Nigerian Dietitians Association. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so it's amazing how many myths there are out there in general about all aspects of our health. But when it comes to diabetes, what are the most common myths that you've come across?
Okay, as regards diabetes, the common myths you have is, the first one is diabetic patients are told to eat only beans.
Really?
Yes.
Only beans?
Only beans, yes. Many people believe that since diabetes is a sugar problem, you should go for foods that are proteinous.
Okay.
So since people believe that beans is very proteinous, eat more of beans to be able to regulate your blood sugar.
Okay.
But the fact is, beans actually contains more carbohydrates than protein.
Yes, I've heard that before. It's more carbohydrate than protein, and a lot of people don't know this.
A lot of people don't know. But one of the beautiful things about beans is that it's a cheap source of protein.
Okay.
So, and it also contains complex carbohydrates. Now, if you eat excessive amounts of beans as a diabetic patient, you still find out that you wouldn't have a proper blood glucose control because you're not eating the right quantity.
I want to take us back to the blood glucose control. What is it about diabetes that makes us need to control blood glucose?
Okay, now diabetes actually occurs when we have a poor control of our blood glucose, and it happens when the body does not produce enough insulin. Okay. Now, insulin is a hormone which helps the body to use up glucose better. Now, in some people, they may be lacking insulin, or when their body produces insulin, for one reason or the other, they don't respond well to insulin. As such, you find out that their blood glucose levels will be elevated. Now, insulin acts as a key to unlock the cells so that glucose can go in and the cells can make use of that glucose as energy. Fantastic. So now, if the blood glucose level is not controlled, over time, it can lead to damage of vital organs in the body, such as the kidneys. It can affect the eyes, and it can also lead to amputation of the feet because of poor control.
Okay, so the amputation thing I've heard quite a bit of. So I felt that was another myth. Is it a myth or a fact that people with diabetes don't heal so quickly?
It's actually a fact, but there are factors that make it to progress faster. the type of shoes, as a diabetic patient, the type of footwears you put on, applying excess heat to the feet. All those things can worsen or lead to the rapid progression of diabetes foot disease. But the thing actually is, when people have uncontrolled diabetes, they find out that they're not able to, they lose the sense of feeling things. So even when they begin to have issues or cuts or whatever on their leg, because they are no longer able to feel, they will know that the problem will get out of hand. And by the time they realize that, you know, their blood sugar is not well regulated, the foot has already gone bad. And in order to save the person's life, the next option may be just to amputate the leg.
Wow, wow. So, okay, we've tackled one myth, we've tackled one fact. What other myths are out there that we should be aware of?
Another myth is telling diabetic patients to eat only unripe plantain.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, unripe plantain in its unripe form contains a lot of starch. Now, I need to state, one fact is that diabetic patients, when we're talking about carbohydrates and diabetic patients, there are two types of carbohydrates. You have the simple carbohydrates. These are easily absorbed into the bloodstream. And once they're taken, within a few minutes, the blood sugar rises. And then you have the complex carbohydrates, which you'd get from our regular staples, from our rice, from our beans, and all that. So as a diabetic patient, we recommend that you exclude those foods that contain the simple sugars.
Of which plantain has simple sugar?
No, plantain comes under the category of those that contain complex carbohydrates. Now, for the complex carbohydrates, you are recommended to reduce the quantity of those foods that contain the complex carbohydrates.
Not completely cancel them.
Not completely cancelling them. So a food like plantain contains a lot of complex carbohydrate, which is starch. So if you eat unripe plantain without measuring the quantity, you will still find out that your blood sugar will be elevated. So for the simple sugars, you eliminate them or reduce them as much as possible. And then for the complex carbohydrates, you reduce their quantities. So people who eat unripe plantain believing that it will bring down their blood sugar.
Okay, so another source of simple sugars, isn't that fruits?
Yes.
Wow, so people with diabetes, living with diabetes, shouldn't be eating many fruits then?
No, people living with diabetes can actually eat fruits. Okay. Now, that's where a professional comes in. Okay. If someone discovers that he or she has diabetes, the first thing you ought to do is, once you've seen your doctor, you need to see a registered dietitian, nutritionist, who would plan an appropriate diet for you and then transcribe this diet into portions and type of food you should take. So when it comes to fruits, yes, they contain simple sugars, but you will be given the right quantity of these fruits you should take so that your blood sugar will be regulated.
All right, then. There was one more question I wanted to ask. I really wish we had time for it, but we have to go to the kitchen. I would love to know what your questions about diabetes actually are. Tell us online. Please use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria. Ask your question and let's see if we can get you an answer. We know that is on standby in the kitchen for us. What's going on?
Thank you very much, Titi. Interesting conversation there about diabetes. All right, moving on to the kitchen, of course. We are having with us here Chef V, a.k.a. Uncle V. Uncle. All right, we are making yam balls with
stuffed chicken breast.
Yeah. Vegetable stuffed chicken breast. I remember you saying that. All right. And earlier on the show, we actually stirred up our shredded chicken, yeah?
Yeah,
chicken breast. So what's next?
So right now, what we have here is we sauteed pepper and onions and tatashi, and we poured it inside here. Okay. So right now we're going to...
So just in case you're just tuning in and you're wondering what this is actually boiled yam. So like I said earlier, we are making yam balls, and we made sure our yams were, very soft. They were, boiled till they're very soft, and then we added seasoning and salt to it while it was boiling. Yeah. And right now we've mashed it. Okay. Right? Okay. So great stuff. What's next?
Right now, all we need to do is we'll pour a little milk.
Okay, that's evaporated milk.
Evaporated milk.
Okay.
Just a little.
And then?
To keep it moist inside.
So while you're pouring this, you keep mashing it up so that everything goes in?
Everything goes in, yeah.
Okay. So while you're doing that, let me just mash it up a bit. Oh, you add in little milk?
Very little.
So that I was going to go in.
No. And then we'll add butter.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to mash up to my capability because this mashing thing isn't working for me. Because I really don't want to have muscles.
When is this way you can also use your hands. To make it
so I think I'd rather use my hands.
Yeah, to make it even.
You know, okay, so let's talk about the chicken breast quickly.
Okay, for the chicken breast, we have it spiced with okay.
Please.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. So talking about our chicken breasts, we have it stuffed with.
We have it stuffed with green pepper. Red pepper, tatache, and F4.
Yeah, F4.
F4. I keep calling it that. So, and we have our yaji.
Yeah.
Spiced all over it, and a bit of seasoning.
Okay.
So right now, you can use kitchen rope for this. Okay. But in the absence of that, you can use spring onions.
Okay. So quickly, what's that? What are you doing with that?
We're using it to
stirring it up.
We're putting it inside the
vegetable oil.
Vegetable oil. So we need to have it intact.
Okay.
And that's where this comes in.
Okay. So I think I'm almost done with our yam here. So what do you need me to do with that?
All right. For a yam, what we do now is you mold.
Right.
Bring out like little quantity for a bowl.
Isn't that okay?
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
But that's little.
That's too small.
Yeah. Because we're stuffing our chicken inside.
Don't mind me, I'm not generous like that when it comes to food. Okay. So we are still putting our chicken in it.
Yeah, we stuff little chicken inside.
Okay. And then we are dipping it in the egg.
In the egg and then into the oil.
Into the oil. Yeah. Great stuff. So earlier we already we heat our oil, preheated it.
Yeah, oil hot.
Okay. Is that cool?
Yeah.
So it has to go in and cover it like completely.
All
right. Great stuff. And then
we dip it inside here.
The eggs.
Yeah.
And then you put it in the oil.
Put it inside
and your yam bowls are ready, right?
Yeah.
After that,
allow it to brown up.
Brown up.
And you have your
great
yam balls.
Oh, this is so nice. Like, all right. Okay, so we have to go on a quick commercial break. I am so eager to continue this, but unfortunately we have to go on a quick commercial break. There's more on Wake Up Nigeria, guys. Stay with us.
And we're back. Now I have a question for you. Do you like food? Do you like fashion? Do you like lifestyle, engaging discussions, art, tech, really amazing music, and of course a lot more? Hey, of course you do. Who doesn't?
And because you tune in to TVC right now, you're about to get some, even though you've missed a part, if you are just joining, of your most amazing television content just for you to have an amazing morning. Top of the morning to you, and the show is Wake Up Nigeria. I am Mike Mesikeno.
And I am Titilayo Oyinson. Now we're live online right now at tvcontinental.tv. That's our website. Then, of course, we're on Facebook Live at TVC Connect. For comments, and those beautiful comments that come in are lovely. They're heartwarming. Please use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on Twitter.
Yeah, Facebook. And of course also on Instagram. Do you know that every single individual walking on earth has a love language? Now Zuriel Oloye will be elaborating on that as takes this task of helping you to know and understand your partner's love language and utilize it in your relationship.
Very important skill, understanding love language. And we have a farming DIY today as well. When we talk about farming today, we've been looking forward to this because we're going to be planting okra with Seun Adetosue.
And lastly, we will have a chat with Godel, who performed for us earlier.
Yes, indeed.
All right, great stuff.
Yes.
So far. far. It's been quite interesting conversations.
You are chewing something.
Food, yes. I'm chewing a bit of the chicken that I fried.
Really?
Yes.
After
and I'm allowed to.
The beef is strong.
After they say I like food.
Or rather, the chicken is strong.
I know.
Okay, so another birthday shout out.
Yeah.
A big happy birthday shout out to Mr. Folarin Olukunle. He is our group head of productions right here at TVC.
Yeah.
And we appreciate you.
Two birthdays today. Happy birthday, sir. And
Lady O Mary.
Lady O Mary, wishing you guys the best. You know, Mary just found out this morning that the birthday mates. So she was all that would be so cool. That would be so cool. But I don't know why she decided she should have come, Mary. You should have come today.
Yeah, she should have.
Mary says she likes to celebrate her birthdays indoors, you know.
Indoors.
With just family.
Okay, so we're talking about kindness, and that's what we wanted them to, people to comment on social media.
Yeah.
Kindness. How much do we need kindness in this world?
We need a lot of kindness, Mike.
Question.
There's so much going on around the world that we need each other to survive. And you can only, you can only depend on, I mean, how much of dependency do we even have on the next person?
True. Now, the issue with kindness is that a lot of people have been burnt by being kind or disappointed.
True.
But then we're trying to urge you to not feel that disappointment for too long. Get over it and stop being kind to people all over again.
All right, I'll just
eventually you need
I'll
that
add this one. Be kind, but be kind with wisdom and secure yourself while you're being kind. It's very, very important. I know what
it's like thinking with your head, but using your heart.
We have to head over.
As the good book says, guard your heart.
Guard your heart jealously.
Yes. Welcome back. It's still Wake Up Nigeria. And on Wednesdays, we always talk about relationships. Now, understanding each other's love language can go a long way to creating a loving and easy relationship between couples. But a lot of people don't even know their love language. Zuriel Olowe is back, and she's here to talk about identifying our love language, our partner's love language, and utilizing that knowledge for a stronger relationship. Welcome back to the studio.
Good morning, and it's good to be back.
All right, then. So, love language. First of all, a lot of people don't even understand what a love language is, what it's supposed to represent. Can you break that down for us?
Basically, your love language is what helps you identify how you want to be loved, how you want to receive love from your partner or from people around you. It's just basically identifying your love zone.
Okay.
And what needs to come into your love zone.
I think people have this perception of what love actually is or what it should be in their mind. But then when you associate it with language, I feel like, okay, maybe the wife speaks Chinese and the husband speaks Russian, and they live together and they expect everything to go smoothly, right? So is it the same if you don't have a love language connection? Is it the same?
It's basically the same thing because in actual fact, there is communication, but there's no understanding.
Okay.
So as we all know, love is an action word, it's a doing word. So you can't love your spouse or you can't love your partner without taking action. And taking action also means that you're loving them according to the way they should be loved.
Okay. When you say should, doesn't it, well, I'm thinking there's a way I feel I should be loved. But does that actually mean that that's the way they should love me?
The way you feel you should be loved is the way they should love you.
Okay.
Because the moment it's like saying you are in zone A, your love language is in zone A, and someone is giving you zone B.
Okay.
You would not appreciate it.
Okay.
And we have different kinds. We have 5 types of love languages. When a person is not operating in his or her love language, there'll be chaos in the home. There'll be misunderstanding in the home, and there'll be fights in the home.
So let's list these 5 love languages.
You have acts of service.
Okay.
You have touch. Okay. You have words of affirmation.
Okay.
You have gifts.
Okay.
You have gifts, and you also have quality time.
Okay, so quality time is a love language. For instance, I would appreciate quality time. But what if my partner doesn't have that same love language? How do we manage that?
Sometimes you have couples not having the same love language, and sometimes you have people having more than one love language. And there are assessments for you to do to know your love language. Some people do not even understand their love language. They just find out that there are certain things their partner does for them, and their partner expects them to be appreciative of it, and they're just not liking it. They're not saying thank you. So for you to understand your partner's love language, you need to find out what his love language is. So sometimes we encourage partners or we encourage individuals to take this assessment so they know their love language. And you have people loving their partner the way they want to be loved.
So I, for instance, I don't appreciate gifts much. I'm not someone that likes to collect things, but I know that my husband likes to be touched, likes to be held, you know, and I do that a lot. But if, for instance, I'm receiving a lot of gifts, are you saying that that's the reason why I'm not saying thank you all the time? That's why I'm not jumping up and down whenever he buys me something new? Is that what you're telling me?
It may most likely be that your love language is not gift.
Okay.
So for someone that is a love language is not gift, no matter what you give that person, it will not fill the person's love zone.
Okay.
So imagine someone's love language that is gift. If you go out and you buy something as little as an apple for that person, the person would so much appreciate it, and you think you've done more than that for that person. If an individual's love language is not gift, and you go out and buy the person a jet, or you buy a house for that person, the person would not be as excited as you expect that person to be.
As opposed to if their love language was quality time.
It was quality time, and you're just spending just 5 minutes with them.
Yeah.
Or the love language is touch, and you're just touching the person on the head, or you're cuddling the person.
That's a better connection.
That's heaven for that person. That's better connection for that person.
Amazing, amazing. Okay, so let's list those love languages as quickly as possible.
Okay, so you have acts of service.
Okay.
You have words of affirmation. Acts of service is where the person just wants you to help them around.
Okay. Do things with them.
Even when you don't do, when they are not there, you know, the person goes out and come back and say that things that that person would give you all the attention you want.
Wow.
Words of affirmation, you know, you wake up in the morning, anytime you're telling this person, thank you, baby, I love you. Just words to edify the person's esteem.
Wow.
Then gifts, you are giving the person very little things, yes.
Wow.
Then you have quality time. Quality time is you spending time with that person.
Okay. I guess over time, as relationships grow, you begin to find out what the person's love language is if they tell you, right?
What we encourage is don't go into a relationship or don't get married when you do not understand your love language.
Okay.
Because it could be a build-up of a misunderstanding that'll get to a bigger thing.
Wow.
So you discuss your love language even while you are dating this person, so the person loves you the way you want to be loved, not the way he feels you should be loved or she feels you should be loved.
Wow. So I'm still hearing, I'm remembering stories of women saying, wow, he bought me this, you know, this very expensive phone. I don't know what he was even thinking himself. Why did he buy this thing for me? I don't know. He just likes buying these things. I'm tired. But another person will be thinking, wow, look what he bought. Let's go to these words of affirmation. Now, I'm someone that I like to say thank you a lot. I like to say well done, Ekushel, you know, you're doing well, baby, you know. I like saying things like that. But what if it's not connecting? What if it's not, you know, sending that message I want to send? What if it's me asking to be affirmed in return?
And you're giving him the love. You're giving him the way you should love. You should love him. Or you also, when you notice that you're doing certain things to make your partner know that I love you, or this is, you know, you're my world, and your partner is not reciprocating, you want to sit down and ask your partner questions. I know when I do this, you're not excited. Is there something about it, or just something else you want me to do? Or better still, you could just take the assessment for the love language, and it will help build. Sometimes you have individuals having 2 love languages.
Okay.
And sometimes some people grow out of a certain love language.
Okay.
And take up another love language. So you find out that at least once in 6 months, you're doing your assessment to be sure that you're still in your time zone or in your love zone of how you should be loved and how your partner wants to be loved.
My goodness, I don't know. Does having kids change? Is it possible that having kids would change a certain love language?
No, I don't think it will change a certain love language, but you also want to understand your children's love language also.
Oh, wow.
So you're loving your children the way they are meant to be loved. You're not loving A the way B is supposed to be loved, or you're loving every one of them the same way. Okay. I think what happens is that when people begin to grow, nurture comes in.
Okay.
So nurture comes in, nurture begins to compete with nature. And when nurture begins to compete with nature, the most superior one takes the lead. Okay. So sometimes nurture could change people's love language. So when it changes the love language, the person needs to understand that my love language has changed and needs to communicate it. The danger there is that when you do not communicate your love language to your partner and you're assuming that your partner should know your love language, you'll be hurting yourself. Okay. Because your partner is doing the best he knows with what he has at hand, believing that my wife or my husband is still the words of affirmation person or still the quality type person. And most likely the person has moved on from that place. So you need to communicate the moment you understand that, or the moment you realize that you're no longer getting excited about a certain love language that has worked for you over the years.
Okay, I like what you talked about when it comes to the kids. I have twin girls, and I've realized that one of them is always worried whenever I'm about to leave the house, and she starts getting very emotional. But the other one doesn't even care. That one, if you like, go.
Whenever you come, you come.
But if you give that one a hug, she will just melt. You know, she's all yours. Now,
the one that does not care, the one that
doesn't care.
Okay.
So, you know?
Touch.
Yeah, so one is touch.
One could be quality time.
And one is quality time. Now, for people that have kids, they're watching now, how do they do an assessment of their kids?
Now you could, maybe when the child is a toddler till about 6 or 10, sometimes you could sway, but you could also do love language assessment for your children by asking them questions. Okay, so when mommy goes out, how do you feel? When mommy touches you, how do you feel? When mommy buys you gift, how do you feel? And you get answers.
Thank you so much for coming to the studio. I really appreciated this particular segment, and I have a feeling people at home did as well. What do you think your love language is? Answer that question online. Please use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria. I believe we have to take a break, and we will be back with on Standby in the Garden.
Welcome back. It's Wake Up Nigeria, and every time I go to the market, I'm constantly reminded of the need to learn how to garden. Hence, Miss Seun Adetosoye with us this morning, teaching us gardening tips, which she does like every often. We haven't done this in a while though. And this morning she'll be teaching us on how to plant okra. Yeah, right. Okay, so let's get to it, because okras are quite affordable though.
Yes,
yeah,
they are.
But then that doesn't stop us from, learning how to plant it just for the rainy days. You never know, you never know.
And then the whole essence of also gardening or having your own edible garden at home is to reduce the amount of toxins we take in our bodies. These things are not controlled. The farmers don't actually control. We also the case of the sniper beans. The same goes with our vegetables. You don't know the amount of chemicals you have in there. So this is my okra. I planted this last Thursday. We are starting this from the nursery. I call, just to make what you have at home. Make use of what we have at home. Don't forget the underneath is pierced for excess water to be able to drain. I have my loamy soil in here.
Loamy soil.
Yes, and I planted this last Thursday. So after 4 weeks, I will transplant into a bigger container like this.
Okay, so let's talk about transplanting. How do you transplant?
Oh, I think I've thought that here before.
Yeah, for the benefit of,
okay, you just push this up. You make sure that you push it up with the sand, and then this must have been filled with sand as well. So you just put the entire thing deep, create a hole, and then put this particular stuff inside as well. That's
with the cup?
Not with the cup. You have to bring it out. You have to take out. So you have to be careful. Sometimes you might need to cut.
Cut the cup. Okay.
Yes.
Great stuff.
Or sometimes he'll just push it out.
Okay, so now take us through the, how you came about this.
Okay, these are my okra seeds. I actually bought this, but after a while, I'm also going to get my seeds from this, so I wouldn't need to buy any more. Okay. So I have the seeds in here. I have just about 5 seeds.
So you have to go to the market to specifically
buy
add for okra seeds.
Yes.
Okay.
So
you can't get from the ones you already have, like okra?
Yes, no, I'm not sure you can get. You need a very matured okra.
Seed, okay.
Yes. So I have about 5 in here. Okay. Push it down.
Okay.
Push it down.
And
and then
looking
water.
At this, okay.
So we are watering this. So we are done with our okra.
So after 4 weeks of leaving this in here,
yes,
you make sure you water it daily, yeah?
Yes, every morning.
Okay.
And then because it's dry season, every night as well. So between 6 and 8 a.m. and then between 6 and 7 p.m. in the night. Okay. So I have my okra seed planted. And don't forget to label. It's important to label it. Okay. Yes, so label and put the date is very, very important. So we are done planting our okra.
So after 4 weeks,
we'll
transplant into this
a bigger pot.
And I noticed that they have bigger holes as well.
Yes, for excess water to drain. I'm just teaching us what we can use at home, what is easily accessible. You don't have to go all out to buy stuff. Whatever you have at home, make use of it. We have our pepper here. We planted this here some months ago. And you can see we have a few pepper in here, and then I'm trying to show you my bucket is pierced underneath. I don't know if the camera. So it's just for the water not to retain in the pot.
Okay.
That's all.
So guys, you're not joking on this show. See the pepper that we planted years ago, months ago, and she said she's actually been, using them already, like harvesting them already.
Even the tomatoes, I finished with the tomatoes.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Onions right now is so expensive in the market.
Yes, I have onions planted at home.
We should do something about that next time.
Yes.
All right, great stuff. I'm so glad that we're able to do this on the show this morning. And then let's talk about, you mentioned earlier about, pesticides and preventing your plants from getting infested.
Okay, now this season, because it's dry season, no more rains, no more water, so a lot of our plants will be infested at this time. This is what we call powdery mildew, but I'm not sure I can handle that now. Homemade pesticides would actually help in solving this, in curbing this. Okay. These are things that would always come up, and it will affect the growth of your plant. But I may not be able to treat them right now, maybe some other time.
Okay, so but just in a nutshell, just give us a few tips on how to make your own homemade insecticide.
It depends on what actually is wrong with the plant. Now for this, you will need baking soda, as well as a little bit of groundnut oil. Just sprinkle on the plant in the morning.
Baking soda and groundnut oil.
Yes.
Vegetable oil.
Yes, vegetable oil.
Okay.
Vegetable oil.
Okay.
And liquid soap for washing dishes. But I would rather advise you use black soap. Just a little bit of it for it to stick. Yes, black soap.
Are you serious?
Yes, as against using, the normal dish washing soap. Exactly.
Okay.
So just use a little bit of black soap so that it sticks on the plant. That's the essence of the soap.
Pesticide.
Of the soap in the pesticide.
Okay.
So it's actually baking soda as well as groundnut oil. Mix it together and spray on your plant. I haven't been doing that. That's why I have this.
Wow. So it's for some of us who are working and we have to do this, because I have to do this. I really have to start this at home.
Yes,
it's not funny anymore. I can't be spending so much money I'm out of, while I can actually do this in the house. All right. So let's talk about how do you balance this off in a case where you're working and you have to do this.
Okay, I said to you earlier, I make sure I've planted the okra now. The only thing it needs from me is just to water regularly. So first thing in the morning before I set out, I make sure I have my can with me ready filled with water, or I get the children involved. It doesn't have to be me. So I get my children to water it. They know about it already. Just get them involved. That's all. So I water very early while on my way to work, and then coming back. Those are the first things I do.
Great stuff. Thank you so much, Ms. Seun. Always a pleasure having you.
Thank you.
Looking forward to more insightful tips on gardening next week, hopefully. So okay, thank you so much. Moving on, before we move over to the kitchen, we just want to thrill you on Bodel's song. You saw Bodel's performance earlier. Watch the video.
This one is for my baby. Ajomajaye Selense. Go girl.
It's Chili on the beat.
And if I say I don't love you, it's unfaithful. And if I say I hate you, Moti Deshe. And if I say I don't love you, it's unfaithful. And if I say I hate you, Moti Deshe. Yeah. Oh, Bente, you killing me, oh. You charging me, oh. Oh, Bente, you killing me, oh. You charging me, oh. Oh, Bente, you killing me, oh. You charging me, oh. Oh, Bente, you killing me, oh. You charging me, oh. Feel alright anytime you pass me by. Your smile alone, oh. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna come closer. Tire, oh. I'm gonna get rewa. Mo fẹ́ ṣadé oh, baby. Oh yeah, jeje oh. You my number one girl oh, jeje oh. And if I say I don't love you, it's unfaithful. And if I say I hate you, Moti Deshe oh. And if I say I don't love you, it's unfaithful. And if I say I hate you, Moti Deshe oh. Yeah. Oh, Bente, you killing me, oh. You charging me, oh. Oh, Bente, you killing me, oh. You charging me, oh. Oh, Bente, you killing me, oh. You charging me, oh. Oh, Bente, you killing me, oh. You charging me, oh. Girl, I go tell my mama, my Jackie daddy, no. Say now you I want forever. Ajomajaye Selense. Come on, girl, I don't do local. Let's go international. Yeah. In more dollar, you all know me. Oh, yeah, jeje oh. You my number one girl, oh. Jeje oh. If I say I don't love you, it's unfaithful. And if I say I hate you, Moti Deshe oh. And if I say I don't love you, it's unfaithful. And if I say I hate you, Moti.
Interesting video there. You saw Budel, he performed earlier on the show.
Yes.
And I just wanted to, give you a sneak peek of his video. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yes, indeed.
Over to the kitchen with Chef V.
Yes, so
He's
Chef
done it
V.
again. Done it again.
So
serving some hotness.
Before. So what is all this? Talk to us, Chef V.
Right here we have our yam balls.
Okay.
With stuffed shredded chicken breast inside. And we have our chicken breast, stuffed chicken breast.
Hey, what did you stuff inside the
vegetables? You have green pepper,
okay.
You have red pepper, you have tatache, and then you have, what's the
last
F4?
one?
F4.
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 I'm not the only one that has problems with pronunciation.
F4. Very simple.
And did you notice that with the vegetables, he made Happy Birthday Mary?
Yes.
He couldn't do the Mary.
HBD Mary.
Yeah.
Let's do something. Let's do something else.
Don't do anything. Don't do anything.
Titi. So,
Mike.
Mary, you've taken that shot, right?
We've taken that shot. Yes, we have.
Yeah,
but
so,
now that you've touched all this
Folari.
pepper, I don't think we're going to.
Is that Folari you're trying to create?
F. Yes.
Okay.
So a big happy birthday shout out to Mary and of course to Folari, who are majorly a part of our team here at TVC. Yeah. We appreciate you. We love you
guys.
Thank you so much for tuning in.
Have a fun day.
A big shout out to our friends at Homely NG for the kitchen accessories, and of course, a shout out to Fola at Fola's Place for the hairstyling. Mike, why now? Why? Okay, so Mike has done it again.
To all the guests who have come here for being a part of the show.
Can you see this human being?
Wait, I don't get
it.
It's supposed to be tasty.
They're supposed to take picture of this food now, Mike, and show the world.
It's been a wonderful time with you. Thank you very much.
Have a lovely day.
Tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye.